In this problem, we are trying to figure out what are all the values of a that make the inequality the square root of a greater than a squared true. We have 4 multiple choice options. We're going to test them all 4 out. In part A, we are trying to find what happens if a is 0. So we have the 2 parts, the square root of a greater than a squared. And if we plug in 0, let's see what happens. The square root of 0 greater than 0 squared. The square root of 0 is 0. 0 squared is also 0. And we know that the inequality statement 0 greater than 0 is false. We then try and test out part B. Again, this first part was A. Now we're going to test out part B. What if A is greater than 1? Well, we have the 2 parts again, square root of a and a squared. We get to pick our number here actually. We can pick any number greater than 1. Now I'm going to pick 4, and the reason I picked 4 was I'm doing the square root of something, and I know 4 is a perfect square. So if I test 4, the square root of 4, as greater than 4 squared, we would get the square root of 4 is 2, and 4 squared is 16. We know that 2 is not greater than 16, so this one is also false. Now we are on part C. C gives us the option to choose as well, but this time it's more confined. We have to pick a number between 0 and 1, not including 0 and not including 1. For this part, I'm going to plug in 0.5. So, square root of 0.5 is not a perfect square, but it's going to be a decimal approximation of 0.7. Then if I test 0.5 squared, we get 0.25. And we know that this one is in fact a true statement. Now just to check, let's check part D. And for part D, we are going to have a as 1. Well, the square root of 1 is 1, and 1 squared is also 1. We know that 1 is not greater than 1, so this part was also false. And the only answer that was true when we tested it was part C. Now, we also have access to the Desmos graphing calculator tool on the Keystone exam. So let's look at how that can be helpful for us. If we put both parts of the inequality statement in Desmos, such as the square root of a in the first part and a squared in the second part, notice that it is currently giving us 2 error signs that will go away momentarily. We can actually type in our a values we are picking. So in part A, we plugged in 0, and here it gives us what the expression simplifies to, the 0 and 0, which was the false statement. Again, I wanted the top one here, the square root of a, to be greater than a squared. Part B, that was our choice one. Again, we could pick any number greater than 1. We could have picked 2, could have picked 3, but the one we picked was 4, And no matter what number we picked, the top side was always smaller than the bottom side. And those were the numbers we got, the 2 and 16, when we simplified earlier. Part C was a number between 0 and 1. We can plug in any number between 0 and 1. We did 0.5. We can see that decimal approximation here, 0.7. And the exact answer down here, 0.25. This was our true statement and our correct answer. Part D, just to check, was when A is 1, and we got the 1 equals 1, which was not a true statement for our inequality statement we had in our original problem.